Konnichiwa minasan, Tony desu. 안녕하세요, 여러분. Tony입니다. Hello everyone, it's Tony. So if you couldn't tell already from the opening, we are going to be reacting to some J-pop today, specifically a brand new girl group from JYPE Entertainment being NiziU. And in fact, we've actually reacted to them already on the channel, being for their previous song titled Make Me Happy, which was, I guess, a pre-release song off of the show, which they had actually performed in the past. So if you want to go check that out, I'll leave it linked in the description box below for you guys. Hopefully you guys do check it out after this video. But with that being said, this is going to be their debut single titled Step and a Step, and I'm very curious to see if they kind of stayed in that realm of like the kind of J-pop kind of just, you know, more cutesy girl vibe, or if they changed their sound, changed their appearance, changed something about them that is a bit different. But you know, without further ado, it's really going to be a very fun time to react to them, so let's get into it. This is going to be NiziU's Step and a Step. Junbi, ready, she check. Alrighty, let's get to it. I like the opening beat. I think they're all white too. Really? We just had to put the JYPE.
With me too.
With me. Oh, I like the beat. It's certainly still in the realm of like the girl pop vibe, but it's definitely less kind of like cutesy than Make Me Happy was. So I like the direction so far. Ooh, I like violin. Nice. Very nice. It's very nice. They're really using the vocals very well here. They're like prolonging them in certain portions to make like almost a transition effect without having a different separate music instrument added. It's a quite smart way of doing it. So the Step and a Step chorus is definitely a lot brighter. It's definitely the brightest part so far that we've been hearing. And I like that that's the brightest part so far, because the choruses, the verses were very slow, kind of like leading up into it. And then you have like this explosion that comes out to it. It's a very cute song, but still it's definitely much more mature than Make Me Happy was. Catchy. I think catchy for sure. So there's now adding like harmonization to a point, because they're having a few, like I think 1 or 2 voices in the background while they're doing like Everything Will Be Fine. So it's showing like they're kind of getting more acquainted with each other's vocals. Everything will be. There's like 2 voices here. Ooh, the choreo got nice and better too. Oh wow, oh, that choreo, nice, very nice. The beat too, it changed up. It's a little bit slower, it's a bit not as like poppy. They reduced the music instruments, but I think that it creates a nice contrast. This is cool. That's really cool, especially since there's quite a few of them. I really like this like kind of like violence, like long pronounced part, and then it transitions into like the deeper part. Boom, like kind of nice. Yep. Step. Oh, interesting. They're more mature too. The whistling, I didn't notice it in the past, but it does add something. It adds a bit like of a different color to the song too. It's a very cool addition to the song. Also, I haven't mentioned this, but the vocals on this group have gone a lot better since I last heard them on Make Me Happy. Granted, some of them I can hear perhaps that they're not still very confident in hitting those high notes, but I like how they're being pushed to kind of like reach for those high notes and show that they can still, at least to a point, hit them. Because in the previous song, like Make Me Happy, there were, I think, a certain few that felt like a little bit unstable. Here, you can see that there's a growth, there's a progression. So I like that they're kind of like really forcing themselves out of this like comfort zone and kind of like really trying to show themselves off. Ooh, especially here, the high notes here, nice. Oh yeah, the vocal, oh yeah. Okay. Alright, rapper. Alright, okay. Am I ready? I don't know, am I ready? Really nice. So far, the rapping was maybe one of my favorite highlight parts, just because it just really changed the overall energy of the song. Especially when you go off of like a high note like that. Okay. Transition between the two rappers is cool too. Very clean. And a step. Step and a step. Very fun and playful song, but definitely more mature. And that whistling's coming back now, but bring a bit different flavor. Oh, so each one has like a separate colored door, and I guess they reunite somewhere. And it's kind of like also playing off the fact that NiziU, they have like a rainbow color for their logo. Okay, and then they like regroup all together at the end. That's cool. That's fun. Definitely really fun. It's a cool, like, great debut song. I would definitely say that this is very kind of like in line with what I was expecting, but at the same time surpassing my expectation, showing me a bit more to what they were from Make Me Happy. Definitely a more mature sound, less of like the like J-poppy cutesy vibe, and a bit more of a mature sound, I would say. It's a definitely cool kind of like contrast to Make Me Happy, and I think that they did a really good job here. Song is quite catchy, song is still very vibrant and poppy, but at the same time there are some subtle tones, a bit more maturity here, and I like how a lot of them show off some more kind of like prolonged higher notes. And even though you can hear at portions like perhaps like a bit of unstableness or just maybe a lack of a bit of confidence with hitting these high notes, I like that they're pushing themselves to get into that kind of like go into that high note territory to show off that they still are able to an extent reach them. So that's a really nice sign for this group, and I think that really just the sky is the limit. This like the next part of this step is to go up and up, and this, just as the song said, step by step they will get better. They will continuously kind of like bloom into like I think the group that we are all hoping them for to be. So like it's really cool, and I cannot wait to see what these girls release next. So hopefully you guys do stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, if you want to go check out my reaction to Make Me Happy, I will leave it linked in the description box below. Hopefully you guys do check it out. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Kamsahamnida, or arigato, as I should be saying. And if you, as always, if you have any comments, questions, or something you want to talk, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. With that being said, guys, this has been Tony. 안녕히 계세요. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.